that has their podcast that seems to be in major
The twist? This dream could be a ticking time bomb, and time is running out fast. You might be asking yourself, just how bad can it get? Well, here's where it gets really compelling. Even with big names like Sean on your side, financial disasters don't discriminate. Angel's dream podcast is hanging by a thread. She thought she had it all, riding high on a thriving basketball career, living a lavish lifestyle, and launching a new podcast to tie it all together. But what happens when success alone isn't enough to keep everything from unraveling?
Who could have possibly...
Is there a hidden dark secret behind their sponsor, Improved Collectives, and its shocking run of financial disasters? Could this be more than mere bad luck?
Neil's The Big Podcast and Angel Reese's Unapologetically Angel podcast have captivated fans with their mix of sports insights, cultural commentary, and fun personal stories. Both shows are part of...
Yes, Improved Collectives, the sponsor of Angel's podcast, is valued at an astonishing $820 million. But here's the shocking truth. That enormous wealth doesn't guarantee anyone their paycheck after a series of bizarre events. One question hangs heavy. How can a company worth so much still leave financial security teetering on the edge?
Which operates under Better Collective, a media giant valued at $820 million. Yet, recent financial hurdles at Better Collective could bring...
Picture waking up to the news that the very company backing your podcast is cutting 100 jobs. Not exactly a promising sign for your show's future, right? That's the reality Angel Reed now faces, watching her sponsor's foundation collapse right under her. The real question is, what happens next?
It's a beloved podcast. Again, I don't know how beloved Angel Reese's podcast is, but Shaq's got...
Here's the kicker. Improved Collectives didn't just trim a few positions, they wiped out an entire team. Their stock plummeted 36.5% in a single day, erasing millions in the blink of an eye, faster than Angel's fan base vanished after her latest career misstep. And here's the real danger. When the company funding you is in freefall, those paychecks don't arrive as smoothly as expected. Angel may have imagined a slam dunk, but right now it feels like she's trying to play basketball with a football. It just doesn't work. To make matters worse, analysts are already warning that these financial troubles could put both Angel and her podcast in serious jeopardy. The burning question remains, can she bounce back before it's too late?
Late October, Better Collective announced over 100 layoffs, citing challenges in the U.S. and slower growth in Brazil. This announcement led to a staggering 36.5% drop in the company.
That's right. Improved Collectives fell short of its projected profits by a staggering $75 million. And here's the kicker. This financial disaster isn't just a setback. It could threaten Angel's podcast entirely. The real question is, can she find a way to keep the dream alive? Or is this game over?
Graded revenue outlook for 2024 from a possible $460 million down to as low as $385 million. So they came in about $75 million short of what they had forecast.
Now, let's break down why this matters. You might recall that Angel recently took a job with the WNBA, admitting it doesn't even cover her expenses. That comment didn't exactly earn her any fans. So with her podcast now on unstable ground, the big question is, where does she turn next? If that's the case, Angel may have made a serious misstep by going all in on her podcast without accounting for the very real possibility that those paychecks could vanish. Now, with her sponsor's finances in meltdown, she's left questioning, was this a winning move or a costly miscalculation?
Bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at.
Angel went all in on her podcast, counting on it to support her lavish lifestyle, including her jaw-dropping $100,000 a year rent. That's right. Her entire WNBA salary doesn't even cover her living expenses. Now, with her podcast's future hanging in the balance, the pressing question is, how long can she keep this going before everything comes crashing down?
You have as far as some of the things with Angel Reese is like, you can't simultaneously be like hating pays, and then not try to
While her honesty is admirable, it raises a question. Why live in such an expensive home if she can't really afford it? Was this bold confidence or simply poor financial planning?
Continues to make me shake my head, honestly. Complaining about the WNBA salary not being able to cover her $100,000 rent.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000.
It's tone deaf mentioning this type of money, paid $8K.
Here's the reality. Angel Reese made a major miscalculation by relying too heavily on her income streams. She wasn't getting paid in college, so her WNBA salary felt like a bonus. As she once said, playing for 4 to 5 months and earning $75,000 plus endorsements was a win for her. But let's clear up a misconception. Podcasting isn't a guaranteed path to wealth. Unlike Shaq, who treats media as a side hustle, Angel depends on her show as a critical supplement to her already modest WNBA salary. Rumors suggest her monthly earnings range anywhere from $5,200 to $82,400, a massive gap, and the reality is likely far less glamorous. While her podcast has attracted an audience, the company backing it, Improved Collectives, is struggling, and financial instability could trickle down, meaning sponsorship cuts could hit her hard.
And her pretend friend. They started talking about the minimum wage salaries in the WNBA. Angel Reese was complaining because her woke welfare donations from the dump aren't enough to cover her rent in Chicago. The WNBA currently donates around $75,000 a year to Angel Reese to not sell out home games while also finding new, unique ways to miss layups. Tough job, but Angel Reese, to her credit.
And here's another challenge. YouTube popularity doesn't automatically translate to podcast success. It's like trying to dunk on a moving hoop. It's not a guaranteed score. A big name alone isn't enough. Just look at Meghan Markle or the Obamas. Their podcasts flop despite huge budgets and massive platforms. A famous name doesn't automatically equal a thriving show, and Angel is learning that the hard way. If your content isn't top tier, why would people stick around? Fans don't just want a casual, "Hey, welcome to my show" moment. They crave exclusive behind-the-scenes stories, real game breakdowns, and raw insights they can't get anywhere else. Even the biggest deals can flop. Spotify-backed shows like those of the Obamas and Meghan Markle still bombed. So what makes Angel think she can break the trend? Let's talk numbers. Angel pays a staggering $100,000 a year in rent, more than her entire WNBA salary. That's an enormous financial burden, especially considering the average rent in Chicago is just $2,000 a month. Even with a WNBA salary of $1.73 million, her rent alone consumes a huge chunk of her income. If her podcast doesn't take off, she could be facing financial checkmate. For context, most financial experts recommend spending no more than 25% of your income on rent. Angel is well past that. At this rate, losing the podcast could spell disaster. Success isn't just about fame. It's about engaging content and audience retention. Sponsors don't just throw money at big names. They want listeners who stick around. Revenue spikes typically occur around the 30 to 45-minute mark, so if people tune out early, the money dries up. That's why social media clips from her show might rack up views. But if listeners aren't completing full episodes, the podcast is in serious trouble, especially with Improved Collectives struggling financially. The company behind Angel's podcast is facing major financial struggles, and if they can't stabilize, their cutbacks could directly threaten her show's future. That means Angel has no choice but to treat every episode like a game-winning performance. If she doesn't step up, her lavish lifestyle could be the first thing to go. Fans aren't staying quiet either. Social media is buzzing with criticism, with one fan bluntly calling it not exactly the smartest game plan. Unlike Shaq, who could lose a podcast tomorrow and barely notice, Angel doesn't have that luxury. If this fails, it could jeopardize her entire career and financial future. To make matters worse, the WNBA season is over, leaving no game content to keep discussions alive. Unless she reinvents her show quickly, this could be game over. At the end of the day, Angel isn't just betting on a podcast. She's betting on her future. And right now, the odds aren't in her favor.